Yes, yes, yes. Here we are with a surprise Triple B live, man. You know, things have been going on in my life, bad things. Um, and I've been away a bit. I don't mean I don't mean like I've been in prison. I just mean like shit's been going on. But my dog passed away. Like I said, um, like I said, I thank the kind people. I've had so many kind people say to me, "I'm sorry about your loss," and mean it, and be kind. Um, and it genuinely meant a lot to me. All these really kind people, because Tyson passed away, right? Um, you remember Tyson, the bulldog? So he passed away, and it broke my heart, man. It broke my heart, but it was the right thing to do. It was gentle. It broke my heart, but it had to be done. And I appreciate all the kind messages from all me fans, like Ricky Hatton, who said kind things. Yes, yes. So what you got here? We got Moses, the clergy hype. It's yes, brother. Same haircut as me when talk shite, hype me out. Yeah, this ain't no batty business. This ain't no celebrating batty month. Every month seems to be batty boy month. This is clown world. Yeah, if you don't know what I'm talking about, well, you should. You know what I'm saying? This is clown world. This is representing clown world. But I thought, you know what? I'm gonna do. You know, me fans deserve a live. I want to do a live for the fans, and you know what? I'm glad I did. I've been very sad. Like I said, my boy Moses, the clergy hype job. That's such a funny name, blood. Sorry about your dog. Yeah, it broke my heart, bro. Um, it broke my heart. It's one of the reasons I took some time off. Also, I mean that well. I don't want to talk about me mental health like Ricky and oh, me mental health is no good. I was gonna shoot myself in the head. Yeah, I wish I could be in your position, Ricky, when me mental health had 30 million pounds, and the only reason I had a mental health problem was because I was sniffing so much cocaine and drinking like a fat, disgusting pig. You know, but my thing is real. I don't like the word mental health. It's a get out clause. All right. But thank you, brother, for your condolences. The only dog to call out women's boxing, yeah, yeah. My boy Tyson, it was so funny. Everyone always remark on it like goes, whenever you talk about women's boxing, he's like, ref, 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 ref. He don't like women's boxing because he knows about boxing. No joke. When he was a puppy, we used to watch boxing together. And he loved it, man. He would sit there on my knee watching boxing. And so he knows the difference between real boxers and women who can't fight. Um, Moses again. The color of my hair, if white knocks me out, but Gene will do it to him first. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I imagine Dylan wears a hat like this when he's with Dean, but I don't see much chance of White knocking out, like huh? But Itama. I'm the next Tyson. Yeah, I'm so bored of this, right? Now Itama, they were going, he'll beat Mike Tyson's record. He'll be the youngest heavyweight champion. They've been boring us with this shit since Moses turned pro. Enrico is his real name. you know, bored. But even after the time's passed, by the way, so we can't do it. Even after it, the last fight, Adam Silver going, oh, and it's Moses Itama who was going to try and be the youngest heavyweight champion ever and beat Mike Tyson's record. Stop! Stop! You waxy faced, big nosed bum. I'm not interested in what you got to say. You know nothing about boxing. You're a pussy hole. Hey, Michael Maloney. It's always great to see my boy, Michael Maloney. Couple of birds fighting on DAZN. Yeah, like there's a show tonight, right? Shakan Peters vs Bradley Ree or something like that. And I'm like looking at it going, if that's the main event, imagine how bad the undercard is. I ain't watching that rubbish. I ain't even bothering. It's not on my phone. I ain't bothering with that nonsense. I don't care. The DAZN, it's amazing how much the media can lie to you. Well, they're just like politicians, right? You remember when DAZN came out and they said it's the end of pay-per-view and it's only $1.99 a month. And before you know it, it's £20 a month, right? And you got to pay for every single half-decent fight. A half-decent fight. Itama Dillian White is a pay-per-view fight. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? A pay-per-view fight. I mean, it's a good fight, but pay-per-view? Are you serious? And then the other pussy old Jake Paul. Well, let's not talk about that, blood. You know, there's no point talking about that. Michael Maloney, R.I.P. Tyson. Yeah, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. All the comments from all the fans like Ricky Atten who have told me really kind things, you know, about losing a dog and how hurtful it is. I really appreciate that. Genuinely, I've got the best fans, you know. I got the best fans, much better than fucking Ricky Atten's. You know what Ricky Atten's fans want to do? They just want to go and snort a line of yayo and drink with Ricky. Go, I'm your biggest fan, Ricky, and then take a selfie with that idiot, that fat, pink, overweight idiot. Yeah, so F him, man. But thank you to my fans. Vader D, what's up, brother? Great to see you. I ain't watching that shit. I'm watching it, but I ain't gonna pay for it. Believe that. I still think. I think the likelihood is that you know Itama will batter Dillian White, Dillian Shite, because he's getting too old. They'll probably drug test him properly, so he won't be able to do Diana Bowl like he's done before. But yeah, you know what? Like, because of heavyweights, I'll watch them, man. Moses, mental health is just like antiseptic card. It's meaningless in most cases and used to excuse behavior. Bang on, bang on, bang on. And that's why I hate that phrase. However, they still mess with our heads. Why? How do they do it? EMF, right? Psychologically, pesticides, Wi-Fi, 5G. So it's no wonder everyone's so mad, right? Like we're living in the best times. We're living in the best times, right? We ain't going to the tin mines in Cornwall where the average life expectancy was 28. We ain't going to no coal mines. We ain't going to the Somme to fight Germans, who we've got nothing against, but we're going to fight them anyway because we've been told to, right? You know, we've got in some ways we should be in the best time ever. But why is there such a big suicide rate? Why is there such a mental health issue? Because they're filling us with pesticides, hype, social media, batty business. You know what I'm saying? Cheers, everyone. There's a bit of white wine. Oy vey, stop looking at my my man. Pound for pound king in the house. What's up, brother? I hope you're well. Adam says people pushing out. Yeah, that's all he can say. All he does is repeat cliches. Well, what's my name for him? Adjective Adam Smith. Because all he does, he knows nothing about boxing. All he does is go, oh, tenacious, tough, aggressive, Katie Taylor. All he does is use endless adjectives, a cacophony of noise. Effing, man. He's the biggest bum in boxing. Boxing Classics. He's back. Yeah, I am. Thank you, man. I've been through a hard period. Everyone knows that. I appreciate all the support. Genuinely, it made me feel better. The kind people talking about Tyson passing away. So thank you, guys. Michael Maloney, the Czech girl got stopped with a nose. I mean, bro, I don't give a rat's ass about watching this women's boxing, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's so whack. Boxing Classics HQ. Boxing is whack lately. I've either become a casual or I just don't care about any of the names I'm seeing on the schedule. Oh, mate. You know, I mean, I've had personal issues, but it's more than that. There's no good boxing. What is going on? What's happening that's a good fight? Jake Paul, these Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. wearing a dress, you know, off his nut on cocaine, being, you know, thrown a payday to throw the fight. And what's going to happen? You watch. I guarantee. Jake Paul will win the fight, and then they will match him against Badu Jack. You know, the so-called Swedish guy who's black and from Gambia, but allegedly, and he lives in Dubai, but allegedly he is Swedish, like Otto Wallin. And he's definitely not on the PEDs because he just never failed a test. Yeah. What they're going to do is they're going to put Jake Paul against Badu Jack and say to Badu Jack, goes, you know what you got to do, bro? You're 40, he's 41 or 42. And I say to him, you know what you got to do, bro? You know what you got to do, bro? You got to lose, but you're going to get 10 million out of it. I mean, man, I would do, no, I wouldn't know. I'm not greedy, right? You know, 10 million. What would I do for 10 million? Well, I'd definitely throw a fight. I wouldn't take it up the batty hole for 10 million. That's something I wouldn't do. That's something I wouldn't do. But they would definitely get Badu Jack to throw the fight, yeah, so that Jake Paul can say, I'm a world champion. And all the casuals would be like, oh, Jake Paul's a world champion, man. My boy Michael alert. Exactly. You got to pay for supposed pay. Sorry, you got to pay again for supposed pay-per-view. Yeah, it's ridiculous, man. Dilly White, Visit Talma, the main event, which is an interesting main event. But what, pay-per-view? You got to pay 20 quid for that? We were told when DAZN launched, we were told no more pay-per-views. What's happened to that? What, they're lying their ears off, man. Vader D, that Abu Hamza. Abu Hamza. Bumlago card as pay-per-view as well. Are you joking me? That's pay-per-view as well? You know, that's Edgar Berlanga vs Hamza Shiraz, who lost 11 rounds out of 12 against Adames. What, like, you know, this is a pay-per-view fight? Are you serious, bro? I mean, what's the point? What's the point of subscribing to DAZN? Pound for Pound King, what are you saying, bro? I hope you're all right, man. I like your avatar. Female boxing for the OnlyFans pipeline is a real thing. Yeah. like Ebony Biatches, and she's had some. Allegedly, she's had some baby with Kell Brook. I mean, can you imagine how that kid's gonna grow up? Your mother's a brass, yeah. Your mother's a brass with stupid tattoos. Yeah? Your dad is a batty man who's brown, and they're obviously gonna split up. And what? We're meant to celebrate this. We're meant to celebrate the fact that Kell Brook managed, even though he's a batting man, he managed to get enough wood. He managed to get enough wood to bust a nut in Ebony Biatches, who's one of the world's biggest hoes, right? And when you'll get to 12 and you'll be going, what? He'll be looking on the internet and be, what? My mother did this? My mother stuffed a cucumber up a batty hole on OnlyFans. And he'll say to his mum, why embarrass me like this? People are laughing at me at school. She's like, oh, I had to make some money. It doesn't matter. There's nothing wrong with shoving an aubergine up your batty hole. Yeah. Oh, Vader. Oh, I was talking about women's boxing, brother. I watched the time. I just not about. Yeah. Oh, okay. That's fair enough, man. That makes sense, man. That makes sense, man. Who'd want to watch women's boxing? It's whack. I can't believe I've only got 8. I must be so badly shadow banned. I have only 8 viewers. Anyway, whatever, man. Dave Allen should have saved himself a Wilder. He would win that instead, taking the tricky Joseph Parker. Oh, Parker will destroy him. Especially now he's doing PED. Although he's never failed a test. Yeah, I mean, Wilder fought yesterday. He won against an utter bum, a fat chocolate mousse, melting bum, right? Huh? And he ended up stopping him in 7 rounds. I looked at about 5 minutes of highlights. I'm like, man, this is whack, man. This looks like 2 pissheads in the pub, right? Who, are so pathetic. They're having an argument about what's the better team, Spurs and Man United. And they've decided to have a fight. And they're both completely whack. All right, let's catch up, man. Hey, my boy Fur Q. What's up, my boy Fur Q, man? It's great to see you, brother. Sup, all my white devils and pale-faced demons. Enjoy the Triple B live, guys. Thank you, bro. I hope you're well, bro. Great to see you. There's a lot of pale-faced demons. Yeah, Wilder looked worse than ever on Friday. Awful. I mean, he's 40, right? And he tried to box. Now, remember, this is a guy who's won a bronze medal in the Olympics, so he must have had some skills. But, yeah, he fought this guy called Turnell Herndon or something. And all this fat idiot would do was grab, he would duck low, he would put his head in Deontay Wilder's crotch. I don't know. Maybe it was maybe he was celebrating Batty Business Month. By the way, this is not for Batty Business Month. As I said, it's for Clown World. But apparently it's Batty Business Month again. I mean, it seems to be Batty Business Month every month. And you got to ask yourself, why would you be pushing? Why do you think it's so positive to put your Corey up another man's batty hole? Why would you celebrate that? What pride is there in that? To me, that's the most disgusting, degenerate thing to do. It's like, gee, I mean, no one wakes up in the morning, do they? They don't wake up in the morning, do they? And go, you know what I'd really like to do? I'd like another man to put his Corey up my batty hole and smash it until it bleeds. Does anyone get up and think that? Of course they don't. It's because they follow the media and they're perverts. That tastes good, blow. Boom boom Tel Aviv. Now this is quite funny, right? This is on Donald Trump. His actual, it's called The Truth, right? It's like a Twitter type thing. It's called The Truth. And he actually, these are the times we're living in. They're so nuts that he will actually put this, and we all know who he works for. He works for a certain Middle Eastern country, right? You know, he's paid by them. But look at this, man. I hope I've got this right. Check it out. Bomb, bomb, Iran. Bomb, 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 Iran. Bomb Iran, bomb, 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 bomb Iran. Bop, bop, bomb Iran. Bomb Iran, bomb, 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 bomb Iran. I ain't being funny, right? That is the official account of the so-called leader of the free world, or rather the ISA-controlled world. Yeah, and he's done a that song, Ba 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 Baran. It was a '60s song. It was very popular, and he changed it to Bomb 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 Iran. And the actual president of the United States has put that up, and obviously all the like libtards are really upset. Oh, it's disgusting. I mean, you know, I think it's pretty funny, man. Michael Maloney, either Zerdo or Bazoo Jack will sell title to Jake Paul. I don't think Zerdo will. I don't think Zerdo will, because he's still too young. He's still got too much of a career left. Whereas Badu Jack is shot. He's been knocked out a couple of times. He's 42. Yeah, I guarantee that's the one they'll go for, man. Boxing Classics HQ. How sick is UK now? Exceptionally. Soon a woman be able to terminate a baby even minutes before it's born and face no charge. Is that what they're moving to? I mean, it's crazy, isn't it? I've seen pictures of females with a pregnant belly going, this is not a human yet. With a now, actually, I find this a bit upsetting, genuinely. If you watch a video, I can't put it up here, obviously, but there's a video, an anti-abortion video, and it shows you what the process is like. It shows you how the poor child fights, it screams, it gets ripped apart. It's disgusting to me that people think this is okay, and they can be, yeah, oh no, it's not a human yet because it hasn't been born. I was like, well, it looks like a human, it looks like a baby, it moves like a baby. You know, how can they change? How can they mess with people's heads to that extent? Well, I'll tell you why, because most people are idiots and they're blue-pilled. Moses, Wilder's power's gone. He's 40, you know. And he claims he was, I was trying to box instead of, like, you know, throw bombs. He's a bum. Otto thinks I'm 100% British. Of course she's British. He was born there. No, Otto, he wasn't. He was born in Slovakia. Well, he moved to the UK. Yeah, his father's Nigerian, his mother's Slovakian. He's still British. And if you dispute that, you're a racist and you're ignorant. Pound for pound, Wilder's keep fighting because his half Asian skag cucked him and is rinsing him for child support. You know, Deontay Wilder is one of the biggest scumbags there is, right? Firstly, like, he said weird stuff like, "Oh, I want to have a baby," which, that's got to be alarm bells. Secondly, he said he wants to kill someone in the ring. Right? I want a body on my resume. Yeah. Thirdly, he twerks. Fourthly, he kissed a statue of himself sexually on the lips. What else has that idiot done? He shagged his brother's girlfriend, Marcellus Wallace, who's chinny and a complete bum. But that's not an excuse to shag his wife, right? So he shagged his wife, his own brother's wife. Now imagine how bad that is. Now if you're like well known, being able to find pum pum is not a difficult job, right? Okay, a guy like Deontay Wilder's ugly and he's got stupid tattoos. He's so dark though, he's got all these tattoos, but you can't even read them. He just looks like he's gone blacker. He looks like he's Sudanese, right? But instead of going to the club or getting a brass, he shags his own brother's woman, like Ryan Giggs, who, by the way, Ryan Giggs is a despicable degenerate. He had a brother called Rodri Giggs, who's some low-ranked footballer who never made it, right? He's like an uglier version of Ryan Giggs, or I don't know. I mean, they're both ugly. And Ryan Giggs' eyes are too close together, like Ben Whittaker. You understand me? And he still shagged his brother's wife. I mean, right? Women are such slappers these days. You go to any club and pull some slapper in Wales. But no, he shags his brother's wife, man. Right. The breeding bull is here. Shane Fury, Sugar Shane Fury. Pop, 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 pop. Bang. What's up, bro? I hope you're right. Trump definitely heard the original. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's a well-known song, bro. It's a well-known song. Sonny says, even though he's a Shylock, Trump is hilarious. Well, exactly. He's a shabosh goy. If you want the official term. But he is a pretty good troll. You got to give him that. He's a pretty good troll. My boy from Jersey boy. Avis Griffin getting clipped tonight. Julian Rodriguez by KO is plus 1400. That's my Jersey brother. I don't know who you're talking about. I'm starting to get so dispirited with boxing about how whack and unknown these people are that I ain't watched it. But I'll have a look at that, bro. I'll have a look at that. But don't just, you've got to be objective. You can't just go, well, the guy is from Jersey, I'm from Jersey, so he's gonna win. But I'll have a look at that, bro. Mark, without further ado, Retro, what's up? Great to see you there. You know what I'm saying? Ryan Giggs' brother drives the forks at a warehouse and plays footy on weekends. Yeah. And, he had a wife. He married a wife and they made, what's it called? They committed to each other. I wonder, what does this slapper do? Not only does she cheat on him, but she shags his own brother, right? How can you what kind of family are these people? I don't have a wife. If I did have a wife and she cheated on me, firstly she would get a slap, several slaps. But if she cheated on me on my brother, that's a double homicide. That's double homicide, bro. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I ain't putting up with this. I can't be seen on the streets. I can't walk the streets, knowing that my brother has smashed my own wife. You know, that's a double betrayal. That's a double betrayal. Mm. It's repulsive. Pound for Pound King, what's up, blood? I'll never forget Wilder's brother cowering in fear of Shane Fury. Shane Fury can fight. He fought Fraser Clark as an amateur. I think he lost. I don't. I just think that Tyson was the better prospect, and so Shane just became his friend, his sparring partner. But Shane Fury can fight, man, and he's big. He's about 25 stone of Manchester Gypsy, right, on Shane Fury. And if you're Marcellus Wallace, oh no, not Marcellus Wallace is the guy in True Romance. No, the guy in Pulp Fiction, right? Marcellus Wallace. I don't mean Marcellus Wallace. I mean Marcellus Wilder. You know, I'm pretty sure Shane Fury would tear him apart. And he's so chinny anyway, man. He's a bum, just like his brother. He's a bum. You know. The problem is, it's a bit sad because the more Wilder goes on, the more whack Tyson Fury's resume is. Because even though, like, there were some of the best fighters I've seen, all of them, all three of them. But the more Wilder goes on, the more he looks like a bum. And if your best win is a bum, well, Which sub story is worse, Dave Allen or Liam Cameron? Cameron, both frauds. I don't know. What's Dave Allen's sub story? I'm not sure what his sub story is. But Liam Cameron's sub story is pathetic. And he's still yet to admit that his girlfriend is a cocaine dealer who's now in prison with a 7-year sentence. Nadav Drew, yo, yeah, what's up, Nadav? What's going on with you, bro? What's going on? How are things going, bro? Get the gimps. Without further ado, get the gimp. The gimp's asleep. That's Pulp Fiction, isn't it? I mean, I remember, like, now I look at Pulp Fiction, I think it's a bit juvenile. I think the best Tarantino film by far is Reservoir Dogs, with Mr. Pink, Mr. Orange, Mr. Blonde, and the other guy, the old boy, But yeah, when I was young when I watched Pulp Fiction, I was like, what is it? And this policeman sits there and goes, bring out the gimp. And he's like, but the gimp's sleeping. So, well, I guess you're going to have to wake him up now. And then they bring out this guy in a gimp mask, and then the police shags Marcellus Wallace up the batty hole. And yeah. Django Unchained is pretty good. It's not bad, but it's got a bit of an agenda, the evil white people, but it's still quite good. What's the name of Leonardo DiCaprio's? I've only seen the film once, I think. What's the name of Leonardo DiCaprio's character in it? That's quite funny. They have bare knuckle fights, don't they? Yeah. Dave Allen reeks of self-pity. Well, he's from Doncaster, isn't he, man? So of course he reeks of self-pity, man. He's like, it's like a guy from Liverpool. The whole world's against us. I've got a friend who's from Liverpool, a Scouser. I really like him. He's funny. After he's had a few drinks, I can understand only about 30% of what he's saying. But he was saying, I think it's fucking disgraceful that they're building an extra terminal at Heathrow when they should be building it in Liverpool. I said, why should they be building it in Liverpool? You know, foreigners don't, you know, Liverpool is not like the number one destination for a tourist, is it? And he goes, yeah, but hey, it's closer to America, isn't it? Think about it. So it's closer. I'm just like, you guys are insane. Huh? You Liverpudlians are so deranged that you are everything. You know, you're all victims. Oh, hang on, man. Oh man, this is a new computer and I messed it up again. Nadavju, pro Bruce Willis, RIP mentally. What is he? He's mentally deranged, is he? Yeah, yeah. I don't really like actors, so this is gonna sound a bit cruel, but I don't really care. I don't really care, man. Nigga Lee, Samuel L. Jackson. Yeah. No, I don't eat pork. I don't eat pork. Pork is a filthy animal. Yeah, he was Samuel L. Jackson. To give him some credit, he's quite a good actor. But what does that mean? He's quite a good actor. Well, it just means he's a trained liar. Your profession is lying, right? Imagine if you was a man or a woman and you went out with an actor. Yeah, how are you going to trust them? You know, they'll tell you, "Oh no, hey, no, of course I didn't go to the club. Of course I didn't get my Corey smoked by a brass. You must be crazy." And he's just acting because he probably did go to the club and get his Corey smoked. You know, I suppose it's better to getting your Corey smoked by a man. Kane Dingle, Chubby, sorry about your dog. Has Aro been in touch about Terry Marsh? No, but I that's my fault because I haven't done a lot of videos. I really, really would love nothing more than to get Terry Marsh live on the channel because this guy is real. This guy speaks reality, and he's unbeaten. He's unbeaten. People forget that he's unbeaten. He had one draw, but he's unbeaten. And also, there are allegations that he used a revolver on a certain promoter, and I'm not talking about Eddie Hearn. And this guy was a Marine, a firefighter, a chess champion, a boxing world champion. Yeah. He was a member of Mensa, I think. He's a high IQ. Yeah, man. Oh, yeah. I definitely want to get. Hopefully, RO will come on. But like, Boxing Classics, Blood Diamond was good. I haven't seen that. In fact, I'll go as far as say I've never heard of it, unfortunately. But I'll have a look at it, see if it's any good. The worst one is the Second World War one. You know, when Brad Pitt and all them other guys and the Jewish guy with a baseball bat and all that. It was pathetic, man. By the way, remember, I haven't earned a lot this month because I haven't done many videos. Remember, you can super chat, you can Bitcoin, you can Litecoin, you can buy me a beer. If you want to show some love, because this is a community channel, I've been so hard hit by being shadow banned. As soon as I did that video about the Queen, you know, the introduction of the Queen, and she was in the Hellfires, I got, shadow banned even harder. But yeah, if you want to show some love. In fact, what's happened to Shane Bongos? I haven't seen Shane Bongos for a bit. Right? Let's try the trick. I will get my juju stick out. Hey. I'll get my juju stick out, and I will go Shane Bongos. You got to do it 3 times, and let's see if he shows up, man. Breeding bull. Great avatar. Do you breed women? Do you breed a lot of females, man? Are you like Shane Fury type? Um, how will Mike Tyson be remembered in 20 years? Higher than Ali? No, they won't remember higher than Ali. The reason being because Ali has been put up as a saint in inverted commas, even though uh, he had relations with a 12-year-old when he was 30. So he's a nonce. He's basically a nonce. Even though he, said all this stuff to Joe Frazier, called him a gorilla. Let's see if I've got my. Come on, gorilla. We in Manila. Come on, gorilla. This is a thriller. Come on, gorilla. I mean, imagine if Jerry Cooney had said that, But I actually think Mike Tyson, when you compare different eras, it never really works because there's so much different now. Petey Deesh, um, 36-hour weigh-ins, stuff like that. Although that's less important for a heavyweight. Supplements, nutrition. There's so much different from the eras, right? I still think that Mike Tyson. No, I think that Mike Tyson would have beaten Ali. Why? Because Muhammad Ali was susceptible to left hooks. Henry Cooper, who was whack. Well, I mean, it wasn't that bad, but he was basically a cruiserweight. He weighed about 180 pounds. Knocked out Cassius Clay, as he was then known. Knocked him out. What happened with the glove situation and whether they opened the glove? There's a lot of differing stories because you can't actually find a video of the full fight. By that I mean including the 1 minute break, right? But if you almost get knocked out by Henry Cooper at 180 pounds, what's going to happen when Mike Tyson, who had an excellent left hook, hits you on the chin? And Joe Frazier, who he's overrated. He was about 200 pounds. Yeah, he was tough. He was tough. He could punch, but if a 201-pound Joe Frazier could almost knock you out with a left hook, what is Mike Tyson going to do? Mike Tyson was faster, hit harder, was more violent. Michael Maloney. Hey, they got a black ring card girl on a Tyson show. She ain't bad, doable. Michael seems to like the clergy plan. You said, wait, you're like Sonny Edwards, bro. In fact, have you looked? Go to Sonny's Instagram, and he's got a bird. She's quite pretty. Well, I say she's a woman. She's about 6 inches taller than Sonny. Obviously, he's only 5'3". But he looks a bit like Daniel Dubum's. You remember Daniel Dubum went out with that Transformer, with the completely straight hips. He was about 6'4", and it was his first alleged girlfriend. And he was going, hey, what? Why'd you have a long ting? Girls, I didn't think girls were meant to have a long ting, innit? And you go, yeah, no, Daniel, you could be a girl and have a long ting as well. Yeah. Nadav, Calvin Candy, that's the name of, what's his name? Leonardo DiCaprio. Without further ado, Retro, Liverpool is good night now. I'm not slagging off Liverpool completely. I'm just saying that, they won't stop whinging. They're always whinging, man. There's always when I use this word conspiracy theory, I mean it in it, conspiracy theory is a very weaponized word, yeah, and usually it don't mean nothing. It usually means that you just don't believe what they're telling you. But with Liverpudlians, everything's against them allegedly. Pound for pound, Evertonians are the true Scousers. Oof, yeah, you got to watch out. Don't they call them blue nose? They get all upset. They spend all their time in the pub. Right? They work for like not a lot of money and spend all their time in the pub whinging, talking about football and Everton. And I mean, there has to be a better life than that, bro. Michael Maloney laughing. I'm happy to see that, bro. Michael Maloney in the house. Where's Frank Maloney? Oh, wait. Yeah. Oh, Kelly. Isn't it bizarre? The weirdest thing in the world. The a guy, an ex, was he a pro? Eugene was. A boxer, a promoter. I've met him a number of times, by the way, in the club and with Lennox. Yeah. And he told me verbatim, he told me that Lennox Lewis was a batty man. And then what happened? He cut off his Corey and started to wear women's clothes. I mean, I think that can't be normal. That can't be right, man. Ian and Giggs got the whole spunk trench up the duff. I don't know what you're talking about, but it's pretty horrible, man. Michael Maloney says Chavez Jr. like a junkie. I reckon he gets chinned. Oh, he'll definitely be paid to lose. You know, whether he quits or whether he gets beat on points. Like, I seen him at the weigh-in, and I looked at his face. Now, I've been to a lot of clubs. I've been to a lot of bars. I've done a lot of drugs. I know what someone who's high on yayo looks like, and that was Chavez Jr. You know, his eyes are sitting there twitching, opened up, looking around, like, and you know, it's almost like he's in a dream. Yeah, man. I reckon he's done a shitload of yayo. Sonny, I remember you making a video about Ali having a 12-year-old side piece. Side piece, bro. That's called noncery, brother. That ain't no side piece. That's a noncery. But yeah, I've done that, and I'll do another video. It really pisses me off. That the media, right, and fans will worship someone, and they will look past all the bad things they've done. So Ali, right, shagging a 12-year-old when he was 30, and he impregnated a 15-year-old. But this is Savil's evil, but Ali's a god. He was so good for civil rights. Can you imagine? How can you have such a discrepancy of morality? Yeah. Or there's like people seem to forget, right? Who are the fighters that of what's it called? Pissed hot. Who failed drug tests? Roy Jones Jr. So he's allegedly one of the best boxers ever. But everyone ignores the fact that he not only failed the drug test, he was clearly, if you look at his body from the Olympics and compare it to as a pro, it's ridiculous. Muhammad Ali failed the drug test, actually. It's only for diuretics. So diuretics is like not really performance enhancing. It just loses you some weight. But Ali failed a drug test. James Toney, Shane Mosley admitted he didn't fail a test, right? According to Otto Wallin, he's clean. He didn't fail a test. He never failed a test. Of course, he's never done PEDs. Yeah, he had, it was admitted and found out later that he did all kinds of PEDs. Evander Holyfield never failed a test, but they've got all these slips of him with drug prescriptions calling Evan Fields. James Toney failed it. Did I mention that? Failed a test. And apparently, but because these guys are considered heroes, everyone forgets about it. It's pathetic, man. People are, normies are, you can convince a normie of anything, Michael Maloney, Adrian King, heavyweight prospect, just lost some points, some check. Well, on Gay Zone. Oh, Adrian King, I've spoken to him actually. I think on Insta. Well, that's a shame, man. He seemed like a nice guy, but he ain't good enough, I guess. You got to be good enough, but my man's Liam in Chains is in the house. Big up, Chubby. When is the fake Paul fight? I mean, I don't know. I don't know where it is. I mean, obviously it's the US, but it's probably like I imagine it'd be in Vegas. But even if it's not, I'm not staying up to watch it. Obviously, I would not pay for it. But unless I suddenly wake up at like 5 a.m. and go, what's going on? Like I woke up at, you remember when Ryan Garcia beat Devin Ganey? Although apparently now he hasn't beaten him. Do you know, it's funny, if you fail a test, if your name is Ryan Garcia, because you speak out against the Illuminati, right, they will take away your win. Whereas all these other guys that failed tests, they will not take away their win. Right. I don't want to get angry, but who's going to give us super shekel? We need a super shekel. Maloney. Oh, apparently Conor Bum fights Pacquiao Barrios winner. I mean, this shows you how ridiculous boxing is. Boxing has always been, I don't repeat myself, but sometimes you have to, the crack hole, discreet crack hole of sports, right? Dirty, corrupt, degenerate, will give you a shiner for $10, that kind of thing. But yeah, so Pacquiao is fighting Barrios, which that alone is weird. Pacquiao has been retired for 5 years. I've seen some videos of him, like he's still fairly fast. He's just going, but go doesn't mean you can fight. He's 46 or 45, and he's fighting Mario Barrios, who's pretty whack, to be honest with you. But he's fighting Barrios, and it's possible that he'll win, not because he deserves to, although Barrios is not that good, but just because there'll be some kind of understanding. Let's say you're Barrios, right? Your biggest payday has been $500,000 or something like that. Probably not even that. And then someone goes to you, hey, guess what? What? You can earn 10 million quid to fight Manny Pacquiao. Oh, I'll do that, man. No problem, man. No, but you can't win. Fuck it. No problem. 10 million, no problem, man. So Conor Bum line up for the winner. Yeah, I mean, there's so many rumors. Boxing's just so full of boring rumors. Maloney again. On a what? Skip Michelle Joy Phelps. What happened to her? She presenting DAZN tonight. I hope it hasn't got that Charlie. You know that Charlie Parsons, yeah? You know that midget who looks like a mongoloid? He had the balls to threaten me up. I'm not the toughest guy in the world, right? But I have boxed, and I'm about 15 stone now. I'm not 5'6". I'm not a mongoloid. Yeah. And I've never boxed, if that makes sense. And he threatened me, going, yeah, turn up at the next show. Let's see if you send the same energy to me. And I sent him back a message going, laughing, going, man, I will knock you out. You're a bum. You're a mongoloid. You're a midget. And he blocked me. When will Sonny get a white blonde? Well, he's been going down, hasn't he? With colours, yeah, he's gone down. He's getting lighter and lighter. But I think he's in love with his Brazilian girl. I say girl. She looks a bit like Daniel Dubum's, his first partner, who's got a long ting. So I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Liam and Chains, what's up, my brother? Football, bread and circus mongs. Oh, blood clot. Someone I know has bad mental health for a minute because of the way the chairman is running his. Are you serious, brother? Are you serious? Someone is genuinely upset because a bunch of like multi-millionaire footballers wearing shorts, yeah, are being ruled by a chairman who's run the club in the wrong way. I mean, I was sitting in the pub yesterday, and I'm sitting there minding my own business. I generally mind my own business. And he goes, and I see a bunch of lads, and all they talk about is football. And I'm thinking, and they got stupid tattoos, yeah, stupid like football shirts with some other, Jude Bellingham like on the back of the man's shirt, yeah. And then all they talk about is football. Oh no, what we need to do, we've got to change our formation and blah blah blah, and making stupid juvenile sexual jokes about everything. And I'm just looking at these idiots. They're about 30, and I'm just going. And on the other hand, you could say, well, Triple B, you watch boxing, and that's bread and circus. But yes and no, because firstly, it's a martial art. Secondly, I recognize it's BS. I recognize it's BS, and I use boxing to red pill people. But yeah, that's pretty pathetic. Didn't Roy Jones fella testify? Yes, bruv. Have we not been listening? Bang Daddy Paddy. Marion Jones passed 100 drug tests and admitted she was on drugs all along. Great point. Marion Jones was like a runner, right? There's the other one, the Flojo, Florence Griffith Joyner, who ran the 100 meters in 10.49. Like, that's what a man can run, And she died of a heart attack when she was like 35. Of course, it's got nothing to do with PED. She's never failed a test, right? And then the biggest one, the most obvious one, is Lance Armstrong. Lance Armstrong never failed a test. He passed hundreds of tests, never failed. Blood clot. I don't like this new computer. What did you think of the Trump Iran video? I played it earlier, and I'm going to play it again because it's just so funny. If everyone knows this song, like ba 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 ba, and anyway, check it out. Bam bam Iran, bam 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 Iran. Baba. I mean, like, we all know who controls Trump, but and he's corrupt, but you know, he's a super troll, man. He's a super troll, man. He has to be one of the most. Owen Foster, why so serious, Triple? Am I serious? Surely not. Josh, yo, Triple, yeah, what's up, brother? Great to see you, man. I hope you're all right. But Owen, no, why was I serious, man? Surely I ain't serious, bro. I'm never serious, bro. Michael Maloney, Pacquiao beats Barrios, Reckon Fundora beats Zoo again on the same night. I'm getting so bored with boxing, how whack it is, how corrupt it is, that, you know, I even barely care, you know. Pacquiao beats Barrios, and he's a 5-1 underdog, but you know, think of the story, think of the narrative of saying, oh, Pacquiao came back age 46 and he won the world title again. He's the greatest fighter ever. Also, he is from the secret society. There is pictures of him. Check him out. Check it out. Put in Manny Pacquiao Mason and you see it. So yeah, maybe well. The breeding bull tells me that Adrian King was never a prospect, just a big lump to slaughter. I mean, that's most heavyweights, right? But, you know, I might have to need to drain the lizard in a minute. So while I'm draining the lizard, maybe someone can give me a super check. Where is Shane Mongos? You know, I'm quite worried. Shane Mongos, Shane Mongos, Shane Mongos. Usually, if you say Shane Mongos' names 3 times, he appears like the Candyman. Gay J is a Lance Armstrong boxing. Yeah, I mean, it's so ridiculous. With my HGH, it's so ridiculous. He's got all these bizarre growths that are known side effects of HGH on his knees, on his hands. Daniel Dubum is one again. You know, it shows up more on black people than white people because the marks are kind of whitened. Yeah, I mean, he's the biggest cheat. Gay J, and yeah, he is. Why are you gay, Anthony? Why are you gay, Anthony? Yeah, is the biggest cheat of them all. Zion dying back again. Yeah, but I have to give him credit, man. That's pretty funny. Now I'm gonna go and drain the lizard, right? When I come back, I want a super shekel. I want a super shekel. Ba 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 Miran. Ba 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 Miran. Ba 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 Miran. Do you know what I hate? Oh, hang on. When you know you need to drain the lizard, and then you get to the toilet and you can't drain it. It's extremely annoying, man. Obviously, when you're with a turkey shape, you don't have any choice. You have to wait until the turkey drains the lizard on your face. But these people are sick. These people indulge in sick behavior. You understand me? Anyway, I'm back, I'm black, and I'm here. I'm going to have another cigarette. My new computer's annoying, man. Breeding bull. When will cash be gone in the UK? I mean, it's a great question. We all know that they've been trying to get rid of cash because they want to know everything we're doing. You know, they want to know where we've been, what we're doing. They want to tax us. When will it be gone? The US will go first, I would suggest. I think the US will go first. They might try it out. If you notice, right? the Illuminati test things out on smaller countries sometimes, like Australia, Sweden, Ireland. Britain's a bit bigger. I reckon it will happen within 5 years. I think that's realistic. There's already places that don't accept cash, right? I know a guy who runs a bar, right? And it turns out he's a batty man. I didn't expect it, but it turns out he is a batty man. And he was saying at his bars that he runs, they don't accept cash. They don't accept cash. And people have said, why don't you accept cash? He's like, and you make some excuse, well, well, it's easier for us, and it's, it saves us having to count the cash and blah, 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 blah. So what that means is that the people, normal people, businessmen are already, small businessmen are already being sucked into the Illuminati no cash business. The breeding bull is obsessed with pum pum. That's why he's the breeding bull, bro. Phelps was nice 10 years ago. How old is she now? You need to put Sugar Shane on her. What, Sugar Shane Fury? Yeah. I don't think I don't know how old she is, but she's probably too old to conceive. And like Sugar Shane Fury is a breeding bull. Yeah. You put him on top of a woman like Savannah Marshall or whatever until she turned into a rug muncher, and you put him on top of these women to try and breed the next generation of fighters. But Michelle Joy Phelps is too old. She's probably like 60 or something. She's a rough old dog anyway. You know when someone wears too much makeup and they have fake breasts, and everything about them is fake, too much makeup, their eyebrows are too perfectly plucked. Now, if I was in the club, when I was young, I used to spend a lot of time in the club, and I used to get bare pum pum. But things weren't quite as degenerate then. There wasn't no Tinder, and women had some respect. Well, I say that, man. Women had some respect. Like 50% of the time, I'm in the club. Yeah. 3 hours later, I got girls facing my pillow with her ass in the air. Taking care of business. But if I see a girl that fake as Michelle Joy Phelps, I'm swerving that. Unless she was like, there's a couple of times where I've rumped up birds that have, I wasn't necessarily super attracted to, but they just stuffed themselves in my face. They'd be rubbing their pum pum on my leg. They'd be sticking their breastises in my face and kissing me. I was like, what? You're not my number one choice, but you're 100%. You are a 100% yes. I will nut you. So, but yeah, Michelle Joy Phelps does nothing for me, man. ST, wait, fight today, bro. What, Jake Fake Paul? Yeah, I don't know what time it is. It'll be at 5 a.m. or something, but without further ado, Fury lost her hair the moment he started eating wild boar meat. It's possible. I've seen people that have lost their hair young, including like 18. By the way, where's my super shekels? Where's Shane Bongos? Where are you, Shane Bongos? Where's my super shackle? Where are you, Shane Bongos? None of this magic's working, man. I think Shane Bongos has been captured. You know, maybe he's been captured, or maybe, just maybe, he has lost his loyalty to the Triple B. But I can't believe that, man. Shane Bongos has been so generous that he's got to come. Do you like my Pepe? Bomb Iran, bomb Iran. We got a rocket and a rolling. Oh, what I got here, man? Moses, hello, Moses. I'm in the usury business, saving up. Sorry. Okay, how about Moses? If you're in the usury business, you give me £10 super shekel, and I pay you back £20. Because that's how it usually works, man. I'm not really in charge of that, bro. And it's not going to happen. You know what was interesting, right? So, I don't know, about 4 years ago, 2021, something like that, I said the next step is that they're going to invade and bomb Iran. Yeah. But it didn't happen. And I was a bit surprised. I thought, because there was so much negative press about Iran, I thought they're just prepping us. So all the normies go, Iran's so evil. I've read it in the Daily Mail. So let's kill them. You know, let's kill these innocent civilians. Because I read in the Daily Mail they are very bad peoples, isn't it? But it didn't happen because they had Ukraine, and then they had Chavez. You gotta protect the old peoples, guys. You've got to wear the mask, and you know. So they had So because of those two things, it delayed it. But what's happening now? Well, Iran's been attacked. You know, I've not been to Iran, but I very much doubt. I very much doubt what they tell us in the news is real. I very much doubt an entire country of Persians are evil and need to be bombed out of existence. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait for Tel Aviv Pride. It's going to be great. Tel Aviv Pride is every weekend, blood. Is Iran based? Is it based in some ways, but it's still a bit backward. It's still a bit backward. Jacob 333. Iran is whiter than London. Well, you're right about that, blood. That's what damn sure is mustard. You know what I'm saying? My man Michael, do you remember a former amateur boxer called Sean Coughlin, aka Rome? No. Why? What's happened to him, man? What weight did he fight at, man? No, I mean, I know my boxing pretty good, but no, I don't. Tell me what happened, man. What's happened to that? Oh, you know that? Who's that guy, right? Right? There's this guy who's a bit fruity. His name's Steffi Bull. He was a pro boxer, and then he went to become a promoter and manager and boxing trainer. He's just been nicked for something like 38 kilos, or no, 38 grams worth of yayo, you know. And he pled not guilty, and he said, "Oh, it's a mistake. There's obviously a mistake." yeah. There's 38 grams of yayo in your house, but you plead not guilty and say there must be some mistake. What a idiot. He was dancing around, he was twerking in women's underwear. So I've got no sympathy for these kind of people, man. F him, man. But what is interesting is how big the sentences they hand out to guys that have, you know, so-called committed a crime by selling drugs. You'll get someone and they'll rape someone, and some of them genuinely get off, right? Oh, he didn't realize, he didn't understand the culture. He's from Afghanistan. He didn't realize that raping a 13-year-old was a problem. Oh, well, we'll just give him some community service. But it's amazing how big the drug sentences are. You know, the real drug dealers that should be being sentenced are the pharmaceutical companies. Ah, my man, we have the number one super shekel in the house. £1.99. Thank you, brother. I see it private television. yeah. I see it. I'll be wearing the rainbow G-string. I'll be wearing the rainbow G-string. I see you there, brother. Can't wait. We'll have fun. We'll go and find some utes, you know. I've got to be careful about what I say. Yeah, I mean, this is the most important point. ST, it's crazy how people believe the mainstream media, no brains. I mean, they will believe whatever they are told. They will be manipulated to believe whatever they are told, right? Like let me give you an example. And this is in the 90s, right? There was a big push for having food that had no fat in it, because allegedly fat made you fat. Actually, your body needs fat, right? Guess who? Yeah, and guess who wrote that paper and paid for that paper? The sugar industry. So they said fat makes you fat. You need low-fat foods that they would stuff full of sugar. I mean, that's a perfect example of how normies will believe anything. They won't even check it, man. You know, I've had normies say to me, I've given them some red pills, and they're like, oh, well, I need to see more proof of that. And I get out my phone and I'm like, here you go, look at that. He goes, oh, well, that's just an internet site. It's a conspiracy theory. I said, yeah, but mate, what all you're doing is reading the Daily Mail, the Times, the Groniad, yeah, bum. And what's your prediction for the Zerda Ramirez fight and the Paul fight? Dorticos is quite dangerous, and he can punch, but they're trying to push Ramirez as a star. So I think he'll win. Also, Dorticos is like 39, so he's getting on. He can punch, he can fight, but yeah. I think Ramirez will win on points, or there'll be something suspicious like Dorticos will take a knee. Yeah. This is very interesting. This is very close. Scheisse. 9. Sorry, man. Yeah, I know, man. I have been shadow banned to the max. You know, like before I did the introduction on the Queen, I was getting way more views, loads of new subs. I know, but I can't shut my mouth, blood. This is very important. This is very important. This is a very great bit of knowledge. Most people do not have an internal dialogue. The evidence is headlines from the Guardian. Now, what an internal dialogue is. Now, if you got a brain, then you're sitting there in your head and you're discussing things with yourself. That's what an internal dialogue is. You're weighing up evidence. You're discussing the evidence. of whatever it is you're thinking about. You're looking at statistics, right? That's called being intelligent and having an internal dialogue. If you don't have no internal dialogue, you just read the papers and you say, oh, oh, yeah, women's footballers are better than the men most of the time. I just read an article last week, and yet another article, right? I think it was the Austrian national team who are ranked, no, Swiss. They're ranked number 20 in the world or something, like quite high, yeah, of adults, and they played an under 15, i.e., they're 14, a 14-year-old local team. So I'm not talking about international superstars. I'm talking about a local team and of 14-year-old boys, and the 14-year-old boys waxed them 7-1. And there's loads of examples of this. Yeah, they will make you believe anything. The number of times I've heard idiots go, oh, the women are better than the men sometimes, especially with boxing. My boy Bon Scott from Bonnie, Scotland. What's up, my man? It's only in recent times UK has joined US and overly fat people all on purpose. Yeah, it's all the processed food, the manufactured processed food. Like, there is no nutrition in these processed foods, especially when you sit in the microphone, in the microwave. Now, I'd use the microwave sometimes when I'm lazy, but it's no good, and at least I know it. But all the chemicals and sugar and stuff is making all these people into fat pigs. And they will encourage these fat pigs like Johnny Fisher, Big John Fisher, to consume as much of this filthy, manufactured nonsense and stuff it down their face. Jacob again. Jacob quadruple tree again, 199. Thank you, Ballymena. Oh, you from Ireland, brother. I boxed in Ballymena, by the way. I have boxed in Ballymena. It was kind of weird. It was lovely, but it was. They said to us, "Be careful, man." We all went out on the town, not to drink. We went out on the town, just to have a look around, and when we got back, and there's loads of local lads staring at us. When we got back, right, the trainers go, "What do you do, man? You got to be careful, man. This is Ballymena. This ain't no, this ain't Chelsea." Sonny, Chippy, do you have Twitter? No, I got banned. I got banned because I was rinsing out so many female boxers, and I got banned, man. I got banned. So no, I haven't at the moment. I might do it. I might get back on it. Man. Breedy Bull, who hits harder, Otto or Fisher? Mate, everyone hits harder than Otto Wallin, man. Come on, man. And it's not even that, man. Now, let's say you had Otto Wallin and Fisher, and they had a fight in the streets. What's going to happen? Otto will sit there sticking out his weak southpaw jab, and Big John Fisher will grab him, and he will eat him. And he won't have to chew. He won't have to chew. He won't have to munch Otto Wallin. We'll just get Otto Wallin and go and eat him. So yeah, definitely Fisher wins. What's the favorite place you've ever been? Interesting question, man. I love these interesting questions. Japan. Well, I say it's the favorite place I've been. It's one of the most interesting places I've been. They are a very weird bunch of people, though, because you will never be Japanese, right? And they know that, and they've got a superiority complex and at the same time an inferiority complex, because they all look the same, right? No, I'm not being mean, but there's a joke, isn't there? Did you hear about the lookalike contest in Tokyo? No, everybody won. You get it? I think it's funny, but it was mad. It was like Blade Runner. It was like Blade Runner, man. You know, mm. And it was. I would definitely like to go back, but it's very weird. Italy, I really like. The Italians are a little bit arrogant, but they got nice food. They are super friendly. I don't know what the pom pom's like. I've never smashed an Italian woman. Um, I think like Italians are the kind of guys. They're one of these people that keep their own women away from foreigners, but they will nut every foreigner they can get their hands on. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, like Egypt or something. Oh, come on, man! You joking me, Jacob? You should never fail the test. We all plead the shame. Thank you so much, bro. I really appreciate. That's very kind of you, bro. You didn't have to do that, man. Japan is safer. Ooh, Japan is safer. Homogeneous. Yeah, yeah. It has death. It has got the death penalty. And they've just put someone to death. I was actually a bit shocked. I was actually a bit shocked that Japan actually has a death penalty, but it does. They don't kill that many people. They're not like Texas, but they will whack you if you step out of line. Mm. I'll get with an Italian woman now. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. The thing is, like, most Italian women go with Italian men, but most Italian men will nut anything that walks. They will smash anything that walks, man. You know, they're a bit hypocritical, man. Oh, if I've never been to Sweden before, if you go now, Otto won't be. Otto lives in New York, though. He lives or New Jersey, so I'll try and track him down. I'm in Sweden. I've nutted some Swedish women. They are the most attractive women, but they are the most boring, uninteresting, lame, woke idiots that you could imagine. They don't seem to understand jokes. There's no such thing as humor in Sweden. Denmark's better. Denmark's much better. ST, the issue is Japan's ever aging population is causing mass unemployment. How is it causing mass unemployment? How is having what do you mean? There's not. I would have thought that the you know there would be more employment because there aren't enough young people. But they'll ruin Japan. They'll ruin Japan because they ruin everything. Right? Ooh, breeding bull. I have to disagree. Icelandic are the most attractive. Now, I have nutted a woman from Iceland. She wasn't super attractive. Uh, um, I went to a funeral. Yeah. And after the funeral, we went to the club. And I found an Icelandic girl. And, it was a whack club. It was in a small town, like Peterborough. I took the Icelandic girl and I took care of business. I have to say, like, Scandinavian women seem to be the easiest to nut, in my experience, man. But, I haven't been to Papua New Guinea. I don't know. Ah, my boy again. My boy's gone nuts, man. Your mum is mass. My mum, I misunderstand that. Ute mum is mass unemployed. Thank you for the 199, Jacob. But but I'm not quite sure what you mean. Without further ado, Japan. Yeah, Japan is very, very interesting. It's not like somewhere I would be like, oh, I need to go there every year. I need to go there every year. But it's certainly somewhere you wanna visit because it's like Blade Runner. It's weird, right? I remember I went to Japan and I flew over there and it was on a business trip. Now, it was quite weird. So we were on a Japan Airlines or whatever, flying over to Japan, and it takes like 12 hours, right? But because we're English and we're degenerate pigs, we got our drink on, and we had so much drink that the Japanese, what do you call them, trolley dollies, eventually said, "No, no more drink, no more drink." And I thought they were saying, "You've actually drunk us dry." We don't have any more drink because you've drunk us dry. But they were actually like saying, "No more drink, like you've had enough." But yeah, Japan's very interesting. Well, I'd like to go to. I don't know, where would I like to go. Where would I like to go? I don't know. Australia just seems like, Britain, in the sun. So there's no point going there. New Zealand seems like Wales in the sun. We don't need to go there. Obviously, I've been to the US loads. I'd like to go to Eastern Europe. I'd like to go to Croatia. Croatia. Apparently, Albania is really good. I mean, obviously, in the UK, the Albanians are the best drug dealers that you can get. They work all night, man, and they turn up. And the weird thing is about Albanian drug dealers, right? Is they're really nice. Like, you'll ring your Albanian drug dealer, they'll turn up. Half an hour later, read your packet, and you go, "Thanks, blood." And they always call themselves English names, so they've got weird names, Albanians, like Zirksai or something. But they'll give themselves, like, one of my dealers was from Albania, and he called himself Gary, and Gary was he came to watch me fight once, Gary, and I guess he sold a few packets. And after the fight, he's like saying, "Hey, you want a woman?" I said, "What do you mean, man?" He goes, "I have two women in my car, only €50." I said, "Blood, my girlfriend's here, man. I ain't knocking no prices." But yeah, Gary, but they're super nice, right? Until you hear them talk to their women, and they know how to talk to their women, man. They'll be going, "Oh yeah, Triple B, this, oh yeah, oh haha, you did this, yes," and they'll be real nice, and then suddenly he goes, "1 minute," and they'll get their phone. "Hello." They'll go nuts. And I'll go, "Who's that?" He goes, "Oh, my girlfriend. She is idiot." Like, I kind of respect Albanians to be real. Right, let's see what else we got. Have I run out of comments? No, I can't have done. Oh. Sorry. Wait, Tony. I love the Maloney's, man. The Irish people got a great sense of humor. How long would it take for Sam Stroller to go through Pastor Dr. Marta Seppa's bag of vegetables? Now, you know you're a real fan of the channel if you know what both these references mean. Sam Stroller, obviously, is a Batman. Pastor Dr. Martin Semper is Ita Pupu. Why are you gay? Why are you gay? And it's a hilarious thing where, like, he's known literally. He's managed to find himself a coal burner, a missionary coal burner, yeah, in his country, Uganda, and he's married a white woman, and he's actually got a Twitter called "Why Are You Gay?" and a book called "Why Are You Gay?" And anyway, so he rings up a show in Uganda. You can see this online. I can't bother to find it. You can find it online. He rings up this show, and he starts arguing with the guy saying, big gay, is no good. This is no good. And then he gets cut off, right? So he he drives his car round to the studio, the radio studio. Sorry, it's a TV show studio, right, with a bunch of vegetables. He goes into the studio and he brings out these vegetables like cucumbers, bananas, and stuff like that. And he starts going, "This is what gay people do, eh? They get vegetables and they will put it in their rectum, eh?" And and then he starts peeling a fucking banana and he starts eating the banana. You gotta look it up, bro. It's just too good, man. The UK government allegedly allowed Albanian dealers to operate in a monopoly as opposed to multiple different ethnicities warring for turf on the street. Well, you know, again, I haven't seen any proof for this, but it doesn't mean it's real. I mean, it doesn't mean it isn't real, because I know that I've seen a video of a guy from a U.S. Marine, from United States Marine Corps. And they said, "Well, what did you do in Afghanistan?" And they said, "Well, we 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 guarded, huh? We guarded the opium fields. If anyone came near the opium fields, we'd whack them." I felt I might be a bit dark. Does that look better? And he goes, "We had to guard the opium fields. Why? Because the CIA were getting the opium, making it into heroin and transporting it and laundering money." Hey, what is this? What is this computer? Michael Maloney. There's a black boxer now called McGuig. Are you serious, man? He must have been owned by some Irishman blood back in the day. Couldn't believe your video the other day. White v Shore spent 10 minutes of the vids talking about an altercation he had in prison. Yeah, well, I can go, yeah, I can go on a tangent, man. But a lot of me fans, like Ricky Hatton, have said that they enjoy a bit of a tangent. But yeah, unfortunately, I went some random rant, but it's all real, And I've had a weird life. I've done some weird shit. Believe that, man. I don't know. If I could relive my life, I would live it differently. But exactly. Eat the poo poo, eh? What the hell? Hang on. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Can you guys see me? Something's going wrong with my computer. Oh, it went all blank. But yeah, opium fields. Yeah, absolutely. These U.S. Marines. Now, usually when you're part of an institution like the CIA, FBI, the police, the army, you can't talk about the stuff that goes on. But you will find some guys saying, it's like the CIA. You remember, Paraguay? So the top dog used to be called El Pino, which is the pineapple, because he had acne scars all over his face. He's called El Pino. I don't know his real name. And the CIA wanted him as an ally, so they agreed to let him. And in fact, not only agreed to let him, they took part in flying cocaine. I think there's even a film on it. Flying cocaine into the United States. Tony Maloney. It makes me laugh when people say Rugby's a man's sport. It's a real batting man sport. 100% agree with you. Rugby guys are the biggest bunch of weirdos and wrong'uns. I told you, when I was at university, I looked down, and there was a bunch of rugby guys that were sitting around a table, and they'd be, they're drinking each other's sick, drinking piss off each other's nuts. I told you, I met a guy in the pub. He goes, yeah, I play rugby. I'm like, oh, well done. I go, man, but what's the grossest thing you've ever seen? And he said, well, I seen the fly half, I think it was, eat a Freddo. You know, the Freddo I've said this many times. A Freddo is like a chocolate bar shaped like a frog. And eat a Freddo out of the props batty hole. They're just posh people. Yeah, rugby union guys there. They're all, and they think they're tough because they've got 15 guys behind them, and they do a scrum and they tackle some people, and they think they're tough. I have knocked out a couple of rugby guys. This one rugby guy, when I was in the club, or in a bar, sorry, not a club, and I'm sitting there and I'm walking up the stairs and he bumps into me, boom, like that. I'm weighing about 11 stone. This guy's about 15 stone. Give me a bump. I went, mate, what did you do that for? He's like, yeah, what are you going to do? And I poked him in the face. Bing! Like that. In the cheek. I just went, bing! In his cheek. And he hit me in the face. And it was so weak. It was like being hit in the face by ebony bitches. Anyway, so and then obviously the bouncers get involved. And I said, don't worry, man, I'm going. And I wait outside for this idiot. And he comes out. And I go, hello, mate. Crack! Whack him out in front of all his friends. Carl's Dutch boxer floored McGregor twice in round one. We'll stop him. He looks class. Oh, yeah, I've heard of this guy. Was he an ex-kickboxer? Oh, my man, Jacob, quadruple three, big snoot, motherfucker, motherfucking shit, motherfucking big snoot, motherfucker, shit, motherfucking big snoot, shit, big snoot, motherfucker. If you get the reference, blood. Joyce and Parker played rugby. Yeah. It's not surprising that Parker played rugby and he's a good boxer. Joyce has achieved a lot, but he's not a good boxer. The Romford bum is a bum who's chinny. You know what I mean? And his dad's a disgusting fat hog of a glutton. But yeah. Round 2 stoppage, 7 straight KOs. I'll have a look later, Michael. I have heard him being pushed as a prospect, so that'd be quite interesting. Are there any bitch fights on the show? I hope not, because I'm not watching it. Right, I'm gonna go soon. I haven't eaten anything today. I ain't nothing today. All I've done is drink some cheap white wine. And smoke some cigarettes. I had some soup earlier, and that's it, man. I think I'm going to have a bagel. I think I'm going to have some bagels, man, because like Donald Trump, I'm a friend of Isa, and they love bagels. What's happening with my cigarette? In fact, no, I'll stay a bit longer. I'll stay for the cigarette. I'll stay for the length of the cigarette. But yeah, I mean, what's the main event? Shakan Pitters vs Bradley Reed. Now, I couldn't tell you anything about either guy, and I'm a real boxing fan. Bradley Reed. All I can tell you is that Bradley Reed is white because his name's Bradley. And I can tell you that Shakan Peters is definitely black because his name's Shakan. That's all I can tell you. And I don't care who wins. Can Iran win? No way, no way, no way, no way, no way. America, the United States have got such a massive, aggressive armed forces. There is no way, and no way. And they'll probably drag in the UK as well. And ISA will do nothing except launch a few missiles because shit, man. Apparently, I'm running out of batteries. What the fuck, man? I thought I was. Hang on a minute. I don't know what's going on, man. I'm running out of batteries. This is a new PC. I told you my my iPad broke, so I bought a new iPad, right? Oh, hang on. I think this is right. I bought a new iPad. Is that working? I think so. I bought a new iPad, a refurbished one. It was still 180 quid, and when I put in the when I put in the you know the when I put in the little recharging port, it was really tight and it snapped off, and I complained and I sent it back, and they said, "I'm sorry, this is your fault," and they sent me back this effing fucking iPad doesn't work. So, my boy Jacob, what do you get down the curry house? Bosh! Always vindaloo, lamb vindaloo, usually with mushroom rice. I don't really like papadums. I have a naan. I have a garlic naan, lamb vindaloo, and mushroom fried rice. That's generally, I love it. When I was young, right, I couldn't eat anything hot, but I had a good curry house where I lived, and and the guy, I kept on ordering chicken tikka masala, and the guy was like, "Come on, man," because you know the Indians, well, they're not really Indians. Most curry houses are actually owned by Bangladeshis, right? And he was like, "Come on, man, you got to have something different, Triple B." And I'm like, "Okay, all right, I'll try something different." So I started to try different dishes, and I started to move up the heats, and then your body gets used to it. It's like when I go to Nando's, I go for extra hot. Whereas if I tried to eat extra hot, you know, when I was a youth, it would just burn my mouth. I'd like to go to the Blue Orchid one day. Pick up the Raj. Jacob, Madras is too spicy when I stick to korma. Now, I don't have any problem with chicken korma. Like people have a go at you. Oh, you're a pussy hole. Oh, you're a pussy hole. Oh, you can only take a korma. But a korma is actually delicious. It's got this beautiful coconut taste, and it's really nice. But then you got that stupid thing where people go, oh, especially rugby boys, idiots like the one that I whacked out in the club. Oh, come on, mate! You got to have something hot. You got to have at least the Madras. Come on, mate. Yeah, wee. By the way, can you piss in my mouth? There's a guy on Instagram. I can't remember his name, and he takes the piss out of how rugby boys are, and it's exactly like it. Posh, stupid, you know, boring, you know, predictable. Eating Freddos out of each other's batty holes. Yeah. A Vindaloo with that special meaning. I don't know if there's any implication here that I'm not understanding, but with Vindaloo I love. Is it a Chinese? What is what a Chinese? I like Chinese, but obviously not as much as Big John Fisher. But fat, disgusting, gluttonous hog, cardiac arrest Fisher, right? I do like Chinese. I like crispy chili beef. I like chicken chow mein. Um, Vindaloo is originally pork, is it? I didn't know that, man. It's cooked by Goan chefs. I know it's from Goa, right? The weird thing is, in Urdu, or what's the other language they speak in India? Urdu and Hindi, right? Aloo means potato. So people think that Vind aloo should have potato, but it actually doesn't in its real recipe. But yeah, I'll smash the bejesus out of a pork vindaloo, blood. You know, believe that. All right, guys, I'm gonna say, oh no, big up Fat Les Vindaloo. Oh no. You know who's that disgusting scumbag? David Baddiel. Vindaloo. Yeah. David Baddiel. Now, I don't need to talk to you about David Baddiel or about what hat he wears, but he's a scumbag. And the other pussyhole, Frank Butcher or whatever his name was. But yeah, look, it's been a great night. I've really enjoyed it. Thanks so much to my man. I've got to put it up. Come on, you bitch. This is a new computer and it is whack. I have to pay money for a new computer and it's whack. What I'm trying to do is get Jacob Tree donations up and say thank you very much. So I'm sorry, man, Jacob. There's something going wrong. I've got a whack computer, but oh, Frank Butcher. Yeah, it's not going right. Something's going wrong, man. This computer is utterly whacked. This is like a 1995 PC. I mean, I can't believe I wasted my money on this dog shit. And now I've got to get my iPad fixed. So it looks like I might have to end because something's happening here, man. I can't even put up comments, man. But look, I just want to say thank you very much, Jacob, quadruple three. Thank you so much for the cash money. I appreciate that. I don't know what's happened to Shane Bongos. Shane Bongos. I don't know what's happened to Shane Bongos. He might be a bit upset that I haven't done a lot of shows, and I apologize to him. But you know, things have been hard. But David Baddiel rides a bike and a trike, and he likes to hike. If you know, you know. Should be running Windows Vista. No, I'm running Windows 98, bro. It's that whack. Right? So, all right, guys, I'm gonna say to you goodbye. Because there's a women's fight coming on, and I can't wait, and I want to watch Shakan Peters. I'm really pissed off because, like, the number of viewers I get is like 20 now per show, consecutively or concurrently. I don't know, but you know, I've been so attacked. You know, I would have even when I started my channel. You know, I would have 5 times the viewers. But the haters, you know what the haters? Because they don't like the truth. They can't handle the truth. But I say much love to you all. God bless you all. Thank you so much to my boy, Jacob Tree. You've always been top content viewers. Thank you, brother. I'm glad you followed me for that time. Thank you, man. And I appreciate the money. And yeah, it's great to see everybody. I'm just annoyed because the shadow banning business. But God bless you all. I'll see you soon. I'm so glad I managed to get on. Peace in the Middle East. Well, obviously, there's not going to be no peace in Iran, but I don't think Iran is the Middle East. because they're gonna bomb Iran, bomb. All right, so see you later, man. God bless you all. Peace.